In this tutorial we'll get into strings. In computer programs, most of the times you'll need to deal with text. And so-called strings are used to store and manipulate text. So a string is not simply a sequence of characters, but it's a virtual object that you can manipulate. So it sounds maybe very complicated, but we'll show you simple examples how it works. So let's first define a string. I could say hello world, and we use the double quotes. And you can use the print command to output the variable x, which now holds the string hello world. There's actually three ways to define them, so if you prefer single quotes, that works as well. Or if you want to go a little crazy, you can use triple quotes, which you can use them, but you know, it's up to you. Personally, I prefer the double quotes because it's common with other programming languages to use double quotes for strings. So, as I mentioned, it's a virtual object, so we can use various operations on strings. For example, we can replace a certain part of the string with something else. So in this case, the first one is the replace word, the search word, and the second is the replace word. So what it does is it replaces the word world with the word Python in the variable x, and this function returns the output and stores it into x. So we create a new object that will replace the old value. It's similar to when you would say, for example, z is x plus y, then z would have a new variable. Or you could say x equals x plus y, and x would be updated. In the same way, the string will be updated. So to access individual characters is pretty easy, but the first character is a 0. So similar to some other programming languages like C++ or C, you start counting from 0. So this 0 would be the first index, and 1 would be the second, 2 would be the third, and so on. It makes sense for computers to start counting from 0. This was a well-made decision in Python, because computers start counting from 0. We humans, we count from 1, but computers count from 0. A little detail is that the word 0 was not used in English before 1598. So we can print single digits, but we can also do sequences. For example, the first character to 3 or 4, or you could start somewhere in the string and go up. Let's do 10. So that's a way to print a sequence of the string. And keep in mind, you can also create new strings based on this. So you could say y is equals x 4 to 10, or whatever you want, or the replace, or anything. You can do little tricks like so this normal program, you could use the upper method and would print everything in uppercase, or lower would make everything lowercase. And you also have comparison values. So let's say if you want to make a password program. So your password is bond 007. So you can then create like if x equals the password, and then it's correct. So you print authenticated. Otherwise you could print something like well, whatever you want. invalid login. In this case, the password X equals the right password. So keep in mind to use the double equals sign and not another type of sign. Because if you use a single one, it's assignment, so you update X. The double one is the comparison symbol. So it's very simple. And of course you can ask the password from a user. So you could say, what's the password? And once you run it, the program will tell you whether it's correct or incorrect, whether the input is equal to the other string. You can also search in strings or in data. So let's just create a string, and if work is inside X, then you could do something. So depending on whether the string X contains something or not, so in this case contains work, it will do the actions below. Keep in mind to always use 4 spaces. So whenever you indent, you use 4 spaces. Otherwise Python doesn't accept it. In addition, there are escape characters. And probably the one you will use most is the /n. So /n creates a new line. You can create several new lines wherever you want using this code. So if you run it now, see several new lines. And the spaces are there because I put a space after the character. So if you run it again, you'll see that it outputs the data or the string with several lines because we have put the /n character in there.